good start from Tom Coronel. He pulls away from Loeb, but here comes Thiago Monteiro. Great start from the Honda driver. He's down the inside. And Coronel not risking anything here. They're testing at the Nürburgring next week. Then they go straight to Hungary. There's no time to fix stuff. And Monteiro goes through, and Coronel hit from behind. And into the wall for the second year in a row. This time it was Norbert Nicholas in the Honda who got up behind him. Whether he was assisted from behind or not remains to be seen in replay, but that's entirely possible. Tom Coronel from the front row of the grid, after the team worked so hard to fix his car, is in the wall at turn 1.
Yeah, such bad luck around here, doesn't he? That was totally accidental, I think, but it was just really unfortunate for Tom.
And Thiago Monteiro is off as well. Now, I was watching Coronel being pushed off sideways, didn't see that. Michaelis jumps the curbs to stay in front of Muller, who has come up very strongly. And no, it's not, it's in front of Mar. Muller's already in front of him. Muller is, beg your pardon, Loeb is already in front of him. I mean, Lopez, getting my Citroens thoroughly mixed up. There is Tom Chilton, Hugo Vallant, and Sebastian Loeb is behind them. So it is Muller who leads, and Loeb in second place, the championship's second spot man. Chilton, Vallant, third and fourth. Lopez, fifth, set to 1. Outbreaks himself at chicane number 1. And there's Thiago Monteiro, who has got going again. Tom is not going to enjoy coming back to Marrakesh next year, is he? No,
I don't think he'll be a very happy boy after all that. Oh, so there's
Lopez looking for 4th place. Citroen's first and second. Chevrolet's third and fourth. Vallant gets a bump from Lopez. Lopez could be on the podium here. Turned around behind his Huff. He drives. Oh, and two Ladas have collided. Which one is it? It's the orange strip. It's Kozlowski went into the back of Huff. Missed his braking at the hairpin and speared straight into him, I'm afraid. At least that's the way it looks from the debris.
That's exactly what we were saying about that big stop, and it's over the bumps. It's so easy just to get, a metre too late or on a bit of dust, and it's all gone.
Lopez getting ready to attack. And the Campos Racing Chevy hugging the inside line, forcing Lopez to look wide. He is looking wide. He's getting alongside, not alongside enough. Will Vallant get it stopped, or will he shoot off the track? Lopez can't go through. Lopez also can't risk damage. He's already halving the potential advantage of Ivan Muller, going from 10th to 5th. If he finishes here, that's good enough.
Yeah, and we know that the Chevys have been having brake problems, more so than the Citroen, so he could probably sit there, and by the end of the race, they'll be probably like sitting ducks.
There's Marie-Pierre watching in the Citroen garage. Hugo Vallant under real pressure from Lopez. Lopez with Quinhua Mar behind as Muller and Loeb pull away. Muller fastest sectors, Mar fastest sectors as well on this lap. Loeb the fastest man on track on lap 1. And Lopez again looking. This is going to be a race-long task now for Lopez to pick off those two Chevys one by one without letting Mar through. Big slide from Mar. And here is why the yellow flags are out, because Kozlowski's car is being dragged. It's got broken right rear as well as left front, and he didn't break the right rear by hitting Rob Huff, so no contact there. So Bernani will go to race control immediately after race 2. I wonder what happened, whether that was the Coronel incident or whether that was the Lada incident. Well, once things settle down, we'll take a look back, I'm sure, at what we've got in replay of either stroke both of those. But at the moment, Jose Maria Lopez is providing all the action. Okay, here we go. Bernani smokes it up the inside of Norby, and behind, Kozlowski. Was he hit from behind by de Moustier? You can see clearly his right rear wheel is very out of line.
Yeah, it looks like it.
On board with Huffy. And Huffy into the back of Daste on his own. Well, I mean, a lot of bones to pick out of this chicken, I think, before we're done.
It's tough luck for Lada, because they need these extra kilometres, and losing 2 cars in one accident is far from ideal.
And they're going to have to rebuild it before next week Tuesday, when they test at the Nordschleife, and then they go straight to the races in Hungary. So yeah, they are really on a catch-up mission now, and Loeb is trying to take the lead away from Muller. Muller and Loeb first and second. The black and red car is Chilton third. Valence with a Dayglow yellow defending hard against Lopez. Incident involving car 14. That's Kozlowski under investigation. Yeah, I do think he got clattered from behind. We were misled by watching Bernani. Should have been looking elsewhere. Marr looking down the inside and Lopez smokes it up. Contact. Lopez holds off. Marr must have really tightened the line there to try and minimise the blow there.
Yeah, he did. So easy to turn your teammate around there, and he managed to pull out of it before that happened.
And of course, because there's that brick wall on the inside, the concrete wall, you can't turn in over the curbs even tighter. Otherwise, you hit the wall and you bounce off into him even worse.
Muller's got trouble here, I think.
Yeah.
Loeb's looking very racy behind him, and I think he's looking like he's going to go for a move.
Okay, looking at Marr, smokes it down the inside. Two wheels on the curb there, on the green to try and avoid, or try and minimise the damage. Yeah, Loeb looking very racy here. Third in race one, and looking to win race two, as he did in Argentina.
Oh, was that him going up the inside? Muller ran a little bit wide.
Let's have a little look. Muller ran over the curbs. Let's catch up with it. Loeb piling on the pressure. This chicane saves Muller's bacon, though, because they both have to slow and Muller gets on the gas faster. Marr fastest in the first sector of this lap. Sebastian Loeb's just set a new fastest lap, 43.64. We're 3/10 away from the qualifying fastest lap, though.
That's the last thing that Muller will want, isn't it?
Yeah.
Only his teammate giving him this much pressure. He probably thought he had it fairly easy at the start of the race, but...
Well, Loeb was always the threat from third, wasn't he? And what's happened here? Lopez trying to get by Valence, but outbraked himself. There's contact. Valence's car is damaged on the front. Lopez is still alongside. Lets Valence back through. I think there was maybe contact under braking. Well, Lopez, we'll see a replay again. Not sure we're going to see the Coronel incident at all if this race carries on being this exciting, and Lopez and Loeb seem intent on making it such.
Yeah, he's done.
Got a good run here, and look at the traction of the Citroen. He'll just out-accelerate the Chevrolet and drive away. And Valence's car does not have the new RML engine upgrade. I think I'm right in saying so. It does have it. Okay, so even so, the Citroen doing very well to out-accelerate there. And that's the mark of a really great racing car. We've seen it so often in touring cars with, with the last generation of the Chevy Cruze. It could turn inside and out-traction anybody out of a corner, and that's what this Citroen can do.
Yeah, tighten the line, full power, and it just takes off.
Well, that's a salient issue, of course, for Ivan Muller, because if Loeb does get inside, there's no way necessarily that Muller's going to hold him off. Marr going around the outside. Won't get the move done on Valence there. Loeb is second, Muller is first, but Lopez is already up to fourth and chasing Chilton.
It looked a little bit like Valence maybe ran a little bit wide there as well. I don't know if he missed his braking point slightly, or perhaps his pedals starting to get a little bit long. Yeah,
either way, under pressure, running a little deep into the corner means if he gets on the gas, he's going to hit the wall on the exit of the hairpin. So yes, you're entirely possible. It looked like he was squared up as Lopez was alongside, but by that time the momentum is already in Lopez's advantage. And look how quickly he's caught Tom Chilton. And Tom, much as he would like to be on the podium, would rather be fourth than in the wall, and that might be the choice now in the next lap. And again, look at Loeb smoking in behind Muller. Ooh, Tom in too deep, taking too much curb. Here comes Bernani.
Both of those Chevys had that same bounce there, didn't they? It was very obvious against the Citroen.
Yeah, Chilton's on the inside, but Lopez outbrakes him and he'll outdrive him. Chilton won't force him into the wall. Lopez will have the long run up to the first turn, but he'll be in front at the line. He is.
If he can hold it around the outside at turn one, then he's got the line fill at turn two. So I think he's made that move stick, hasn't he?
Marr got by Valence as well, and that now means that Bernani is behind Hugo Valence. I wonder for how long. Bernani might need to pick up as many places as he can, because he may end up dropping some, depending on what the stewards decide about what happened on lap one. Halfway through the race, and we still haven't had the chance to review what happened at the first corner.
Look how close Loeb is to Muller there on the turn-in.
Bernani runs down the inside, bounces all over the curbs, doesn't get by Valence. And the drama there is when you're squirreling under braking and still closing, you've somehow got to get your nose back out of the gap, and yet you're braking with maximum braking force anyway. How do they do that?
Yeah, you're braking at the maximum you can possibly do without locking the wheel, and you probably are slightly locked up, and you're still having to pull out slightly.
Yeah, ridiculous. You're trying to outbrake him and then find more braking in the car that's already given all it's got. On board again with Mehdi Benani. Under the banners on the back straight, riding over these bright pink curbs. The incident between Tom Coronel, Norbert Mikelitz, and car number 18, Tiago Monteiro, under examination. It certainly looked like a first lap chain. Oh, my goodness, they are all aviating wildly over those curbs, aren't they?
The Chevys really bounced, don't they, when they after that first curb strike?
Well, Mar down the inside of Chilton, job done. Yep, Tom didn't hurry through to fourth. It's Muller, Loeb, Lopez, Mar. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Sitchin. They're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by the end of the race. Black and white flag being shown to Mehdi Benani. For why, Keats? For why?
I think because he ran wide, didn't he, over the exit of his favourite overtaking spot, turn 3.
Let him race. The street circuit. Okay, well, it's only a warning. Let's have a look at the start. That's irrelevant. Let's have a look at the first corner. Here comes Monteiro. Great start from Hill. Goes by Coronel. Right, well, did Mar make contact with the back of Norby? We need to see from behind. Mikelitz doesn't have a camera. That's not edifying either. We need to see the outside shot once more to try and track Norby. Watch Mar, watch the black car of Norby, the red roof.
Yeah, it could have been, but Mar doesn't have any damage on the front.
No, I think Norby misjudged it and hit Coronel in the right rear. I'm afraid, I think Norby got it wrong. Meanwhile, Benani lunges down the inside of Vallant, and Vallant turns in. You've got to leave them room. That was an avoidable accident, and Vallant hit the back of the Citroën. He could have gone straight around the outside of the curb. He chose to make contact.
I've got to say, I think it looked a little bit like Benani kind of came across the front of Vallant.
You've got to get, in that case, if he's shot past, if you turn in, you're causing an accident. You can open the steering, survive that corner, and let him go across your nose.
It looked a little bit like it was on the entry, but yeah, I'm sure we'll see it again.
Muller leads. We are on lap 8 of 14, so the halfway point has been passed. It's Muller, Loeb, Lopez, 1, 2, 3. Now Chilton, Vallant. Whoa, wait a minute. What's our timing screen done with Qinghua Ma? What did I miss?
Hey, he's gone.
Ma has gone. Where's he gone? He's not come through Sector 3. Where's he gone? He's down in 13th place. Big moment for Gregoire de Mustier. And we are seeing Mar smoking down into the chicane. Oh, and that was a big off into the barriers. He just got by the Chevys. And that was Benani behind.
That was Benani. That was the same incident almost.
Oh. So who was distracted possibly by a sudden flurry of yellows? Benani? Vallant? Let's see that incident again. Where you I don't want to be a steward, is where you actually need somebody like Harry, who's the driver, who really understands these things, to try and pick it all out. Well, Muller has held Loeb off so far. Harry, in this situation, whose car is going to be better the longer this battle goes on?
Well, definitely Muller, because he's not in the hot air, he's not in the dirt yet. Loeb will have, there's not a lot of issue with tyre wear around here. Like we said, the degradation's minimal, but he will start to have issues with temperature and won't have the straight line speed. He'll have the toe which he's getting, but he'll lose a little bit of engine performance because of the hot air coming off the back of Muller's car, and he'll also lose a little bit of downforce. But again, there's not too many high-speed corners here, so it shouldn't have too much of an effect. But certainly, if you're going to pick one of the cars to be in, you'd pick Muller's.
Well, Citroën's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I was trumpeting so clearly just a couple of laps ago has all gone to hell in a handcart. They're 1, 2, 3, but Qinghua Ma is in the tyres and out of the race. And Mehdi Benani down to 6th position after contact with Hugo Vallant. Loeb now is starting to hunt. This is sort of like what you do when it's in the rain and you're looking for the puddles and cooling the tyres down. He's looking for the fresh air to cool the brakes and the air charge, the intake of the car down. Yeah,
it's like you said as well there, Mark, before. Sometimes you need to just pop out just so you can get a bit of a visual as to where you're going to be braking, because when you're right up behind the other car, all you can see is his rear boot lid and the bottom side of his rear wing.
Yeah. Lopez is closing slightly on those in front. Muller a 1:43.7 last lap. Lopez was 0.3 quicker. There you can see Norbert Mikelic battling for 7th with Stefano D'Aste behind him. And Mikelic is the best of the Hondas. Gabriele Tarquini in 9th, and of course Thiago out on lap 1. Thiago in the pits, Huff in the pits, Coronel out, Kozlowski out, Mar out. And de Moustier struggling. He's just been passed by Jimmy T, so Thompson's gone by the Kraft Bamboo Chevy.
This has played so well into Lopez's hands, hasn't it? This is like the old days of when we used to see Muller, the Teflon-coated Muller. Yeah. Nothing went wrong for him, and everything seemed to fall into his hands. De Moustier versus Philippi, the Campos racing car down the inside. And the Kraft Bamboo man who retired early on in race 1 to the pit lane with lack of brakes. Looks like they haven't got that sorted. And he is running out of middle pedal again, and that is terrifying enough for a road driver. Really bad news indeed in a racing car at these sort of speeds. Now is Loeb having a little breather? Looks like he has sort of backed off the attacks. He's only half a second behind. Of course, the problem with that is he gives his car a breather, but he also gives Muller a breather. His last lap was actually faster than Muller's, but he did seem further behind. I wonder if it was just on that previous corner he made a little mistake.
He can pull out into the slipstream on 2 or 3 straights and then get a good tow down another one and haul himself right back up, can't he?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think the race is over yet as far as Sebastian Loeb is concerned, and I'm absolutely certain it's not as far as Ivan Muller is concerned. It won't be over till he's out of the car, first, second or in the wall.
Yes.
He's not going to let his concentration slip in any way, shape or form. He can't. There's not half a car length between the two of them. Loeb is really, really showing great racecraft here because he is being patient, and that is such a hard thing for any driver to do.
And Loeb's out for his own championship as well. Obviously he's teammates with Muller and Lopez, but he will, especially this early in the season, he'll be as much to take the fight to anybody as anybody else. He's got as much right to brakes.
Both locking up and sliding sideways. A 10-time ice racing champion and a 9-time World Rally champion. They're happy with the car that's a tad tail happy under braking. Both handled it, but you see how hard they're pushing. This is not formation flying.
No, definitely not. I mean, look at the gap that they've got to Lopez.
Fastest lap of the Citroens is Ivan Muller, a 40. Oh no, it's not. It is Lopez, 43.48. Muller's only managed a 43.72. Last time round, actually Lopez was 7/10 slower than the 2 guys he's chasing, so he may well have throttled back and just said, yep, podium will do here. I'm the championship leader. I extended comfortably over Ivan in race 1. I'm going to lose a couple of points to him, a couple to Seb. But other than that, yeah, 3rd place is not a bad finish, and of course it's not over. Yeah, it could yet all go wrong for Muller and Loeb.
He'll be sat there hoping these two take each other off, but from 10th on the grid, if you're suddenly presented with 3rd place and it's easy, he's got no one behind him, he isn't going to make any impression on these two. He's too far back. You know, you might as well just cruise around and stay there.
Loeb is still all over Ivan Muller. Biggest gap in the lap is 0.39 at the line. That's more like 0.19. Gregoire de Moustier comes back to the Kraft Bamboo pit. And I think we can probably guess what the issue there is. So that means John Philippi is the last running car in 11th place. End of lap 11, start of lap 12. Here in Marrakesh, Sebastian Loeb pulls out behind Ivan Muller and goes the other way to get some cooling air onto those brakes. We've seen our lead pair of Citroens both sliding in under braking, not quite backing it in MotoGP style. A little slide from Gregoire Mar, so he...
Banani hit the wall there.
That was Banani, yeah. Mar behind him. So not in the tyres, so that Mar is... Yeah, no, Mar is still running. But he came out from that big impact with the tyre wall and the thing's still going. So the Citroens clearly are built like tanks. Quick tanks, but tanks all the same.
Pre-season testing last year, they actually ran them into each other, didn't they? They drove around driving into them to see what would actually break and how they can make them stronger.
Exactly right. They spent a day deliberately crashing into each other. Side to side, nose to tail, all of those things that happen in racing, bumping and boring. Exactly right, to see what they could break and then go away and strengthen it.
But that was actually quite good fun, that.
But it's like trying to capsize a dinghy. It's exactly the opposite of everything that your body is screaming at you not to do. It's exactly what your body's screaming at you not to do. Muller and Loeb, still nose to tail. And Lopez now 9.5 seconds back. His last lap in the 1:46s. Chilton and Valence, 45 highs and low 46s. Might be closing, but they're still 6.5 seconds behind. It is all about these two. But Loeb seems to have calmed down, settled down. Whether he's settled for the place or not, I don't entirely believe he has yet.
They're pretty much matching each other lap on lap. They're within hundredths of a second of each other.
Yeah. 43.955 for Muller, 43.928 for Loeb. So just a fraction quicker. But Harry is now consistently on almost every straight, just pulling out of the slipstream to try and get a little bit more cooling air. On this long one, he really can't afford to. Not having a lunge there.
You're not going to be able to lunge past Ivan Muller either. He's not going to allow that to happen.
There's going to be contact. And there's James Thompson, the sole remaining larder, ahead of John Philippi. I wonder if Tomo's power steering is holding up. This is a battle for 10th place. Points make prizes. Oh, and Valente caught by Bernani, and again, contact between the two of them. That's the second time in this race.
I wonder if that was a bit of rough justice coming back. Oh, no, maybe
Late
not.
lunge. Does Valente know he's there? Valente's not even glanced in the mirrors. He didn't see his head move from straight ahead.
I think Bernani was going in too hot there. He's fully locked up.
I'm not sure that Valente knew he was there either.
No.
The low shot from straight ahead, you never see Valente's eyes flinch from the apex where he's looking through the corner. Never glances, well, he might have done with his eyes, but he didn't move the head.
I think Bernani was being a little optimistic as well. I don't think he would have actually got round there at that closing speed.
And again, it's entirely possible that he's running out of braking.
Yeah, very possibly, yeah.
You know, you saw that splitter was damaged. Losing a bit of air at the front means you're working the brakes harder. It'll have affected the cooling perhaps as well. Maybe one of the cooling hoses just got knocked out and isn't cooling one of the brakes. Bernani now with Mikulic behind him. This is for 6th. Bernani's going to be on the naughty boy step for quite a while, actually. He might have repeat appearances in the steward's room.
I think so.
On board with Gabriele Tarquini attacking Stefano D'Aste. D'Aste in 8th, Tarquini in 9th. Mikulic, the top Honda, in 7th in front of them. Again, that first lap shunt when Norby got knocked into the back of Tom Coronel. Can't imagine that his car has got away unscathed in terms of airflow damage or whatever, radiators, brake ducts.
Tarquini and D'Aste there, this is going to be interesting. D'Aste's got the inside line, but he's also got the bumpy side with the dirt on it.
Yeah, so what he needs to do is try and ease over towards Gabriele before you get into the braking area. Gabriele's going to let him go, because otherwise you're looking at wheel to wheel, one of you hopping over the curb on the outside, one on the inside, and contact. Norby all over the back of Bernani. Bernani's struggling in that braking area.
This looks like it's going to go wrong as well.
Yeah, has all the potential, and Norby gets a really good run, and he has the inside line for the first chicane. And they're going to queue up and draft by, hang Bernani out to dry. Tarquini's getting out of that. That's not happening. I'm not going to make it through.
There's fireworks happening here, I think.
Yeah. Well, Mikulic is through. D'Aste isn't. Checkered flag out for Ivan Muller, who wins it from Sebastian Loeb. Last lap sort out. Bernani got the door shut on D'Aste for 8th, but Mikulic got through for 6th. Norby holding the inside line, or the outside line, the left-hand line, down to the second chicane. Bernani's car is going to self-destruct. D'Aste goes around him. Bernani's car did not want to stop there.
Watch the brakes on Bernani's car. You can see them smoking now, look.
Yeah. Oh, and a huge lock-up. through goes Tarquini, ever the opportunist. D'Aste will be cursing himself in fluent Italian across the line. Michelis will finish in 6th, Tarquini 7th, and D'Aste 8th, ahead of Mehdi Banani in 9th spot. In all the last lap sort-outs, Ivan Muller claims his first win of the season, our third different winner in 4 races. Jose Maria Lopez with 2 wins finishes on the podium here again in 3rd, behind Muller, and Sebastian Loeb, the 2nd placed finisher.
See Muller going around the outside there to pick up all the marbles, just to add an extra couple of kilos to the car's total weight when it gets weighed in after the race.
James Thompson 10th for Lada, 11th for John Philippi, and 12th for Qinghua Ma. More smiles from the Total Citroën Sport team, but I think Banani's team will be, or Banani particularly, will be spending a fair degree of time talking about his race with the stewards. Lots to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's going to find himself in some hot water, but in his defence, it does look like he's having fairly significant brake problems, and yeah, that's the card I would play anyway.
I have to say, didn't see any malice in any of the moves. On the other hand, you know, if you are struggling with the brakes, the problem is, once the brakes start to go, it's very indeterminate whether they're going to be there or not, and it's hard to drive around that. Sometimes you go for the pedal that was there the last time and it's just not there.
Yeah.
And just one pump to get it back up is enough to send you straight through a chicane or into somebody else. It's that tight.
Yeah, it's not fun running out of brakes.
So Ivan Muller leads the field back in. Citroën Total Sport with a 1-2-3 result here in race 2 in Marrakesh.